Ripple FX.
Episode 7.
So today we're going to talk about how to become a digital nomad in 2024.
Let's do it.
So we're going to preface this by saying that there are many ways to have work and travel freedom, but this is just our experience of becoming a digital nomad.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with the pros and cons. So pros: experience a new culture and way of life, different than your own. Broaden your perspective, save money by staying in less expensive countries, and never be cold again unless you want to.
What are some cons? I think some cons that we've come into contact with was, if you're someone who travels frequently, or if that's your plan, looking for accommodations, looking for apartments, negotiating, doing all the things that are life administration, it's a job. Not a full-time job, it's a part-time job. It takes a lot of energy. In our last episode, we mentioned if you want to be a remote worker or start your business and travel, to possibly not do it at the same time because it's a lot. Yeah. What else? What's another con?
So sometimes finding a visa, depending on the country, that could be difficult and, of course, time consuming.
Yeah. Not necessarily a con, but it's an extra step that you have to think about that adds things to your plate. Each country's different. So doing the research and making sure you know what it is required for that specific country.
And sometimes ensuring that you have stable Wi-Fi to do your work could be stressful, and we've been in that place many times. So we definitely have experience with that.
And to go along with finding accommodations, it kind of being a job. When you move frequently, you build connections, and it's good to see those connections build over time, but you have to start over building a community in person. And that also, when you are intentional about building a community, that also becomes somewhat like a job when you move frequently, because you got to start over, you got to meet people, meet up, tell your story again, listen to their story, see if they're aligned. And that's the beauty of life, is building a community. But when you're traveling frequently, it's also something you have to do.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a con, but something to think about if this is something you want to do.
Right. And moving on to the next point is remote work. And somebody we met a while ago, I actually did an IG Live with her. Her name is Andrea. And her business is called It's a Travel OD. We'll link it in the show notes. And she talks all about remote work, remote jobs, how to get one, how to remotify your resume, and sign up for her newsletter, because she sends out monthly or weekly remote jobs that are posted. So we're not going to get into all of that, but...
Do we still have the IG Live?
Yeah, we can link the IG Live also.
Cool. Work exchange, home swaps. This is a piece of advice that we stand by. We mention a lot, and we'll also put in the show notes. Workaway is one resource that we personally used and enjoyed, and you sign up. It's a lot of the places are hotels, hostels, places where people are looking for work. You can either give your personal expertise. For us, we exchange social media services for a place to stay. They also give you food. Sometimes it's just like helping out with the hostel, cleaning up the rooms, resetting the rooms. We worked with a boat company, Amir Adventures, and they go on boat cruises, and you can help them out by hosting the guests and teaching them about Bacalar, Mexico, which is beautiful. But it has all these opportunities where you could learn about the culture, do something in exchange for a place to stay. So if you want to travel and you think it's maybe too expensive or it's hard to find a community, this is a perfect way to save money and just meet people right away and learn things about that culture.
Yeah, and build your skills up. So if you are looking to kind of get into something new, you can look for a workaway in that new kind of area, and that way you get some experience with that.
Absolutely.
And another, it's not a work exchange, but it's like a home swap situation. And there's a Facebook group that we're a part of. And basically, people will post from all around the world, you know, my house is available this time. And in exchange, you have them come to your house. So you swap homes. And that's a good way to test out a new location and see if you want to stay there longer.
Yep.
For free.
Home swaps. There's other things, pet sitting. The internet's wild. We'll put a lot of resources in the show notes for people to explore. Not everything is for everyone, but there's something for you if you want to find something like this.
Another point we wanted to make is that we've learned through 5 years of traveling that it's more sustainable financially, energetically, just for the world if we travel for 6+ months at a time, preferably like a year is like our sweet spot.
Yeah. Like we mentioned before, finding places takes a toll. Yeah. And after a while, we realized like,
we were just doing all of the, oh, we have to find a place to live and not even enjoying where we were at.
Right. We get to the next place and we're already looking for the next place. And again, if you're backpacking and you want to find things rapid fire, there's also a place for you too. But this is our experience, our preference. We learned that 6 to 12 months, we've starting to coin the phrase slowmads. Slowmadic life.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it allows you to really get into the culture and grow plants and build rituals around your week and your life and have a sense of stability, which is cherished.
Yeah. And another aspect of this lifestyle is just going back to logistics. So, for example, you know, if you're living somewhere longer than like a month, you'll need to think about your banking. We recommend Wise. We have Wise, and it's really a great system. And we'll link that in the show notes as well. And like if you have a pet, that's a whole nother situation to think about if you want to bring your pet with. We've had a lot of challenges bringing our cat from country to country, but we wouldn't ever think about leaving her behind. So we'll do the paperwork.
Yeah. And if you are in the same situation where you can't leave your pet behind, each country has different requirements. We're in Malta now. They're rabies free. We came from a high rabies country. So that was a lot of things that we had to navigate. So just knowing where you stand, which country you're going to, which country you're coming from, having all the paperwork. Going back to the bank details wise, PayPal is also very, very international friendly. Here in Malta, they have something called Revolut, which is something like PayPal, but it makes it easy to do currency exchanges, to have apps like that. So we'll link those in the show notes, as well as taxes.
Yeah, we're not going to really get into that because we are no experts at tax situations.
By no means.
It definitely gets complicated if you stay somewhere else in a different country for longer.
And if you're getting paid in that country.
Yeah, it gets very sticky.
Yeah, here in Malta, they have VAT, which is like a EIN in the US for tax purposes. Again, we're no experts, but that's also something you should do research on. If that's something you plan to do, get money in a different country with their tax system, something to stay on top of.
Yeah. And the last part is about visas, like we mentioned earlier. And we've mentioned in a different episode, we're in Malta now and we have a visa here. They have a Nomad visa, which is amazing. And this is the first one that we've ever had. So before we would just stay in a country until our tourist visa expired and then leave and come back, or just leave completely. So like in Europe, in the Schengen area, as US citizens, we can stay 90 days and then we have to leave for 90 days before we return. So that could be stressful. So we'll link some other visa countries that have digital nomad situations where you can check that out.
Yeah, just off of what you said, off of what we've talked about and wrapping it up, a lot of things that we've talked about are things we've learned along the way and that we didn't know until we started traveling. And not just digital nomad visas, but there's education visas. You can go somewhere and learn something, take a class, take a course and get a visa that way. Working visas, people get married. There's tons of different ways to figure out your stay in a different country. And we've learned this along the way. We didn't know at the beginning. You don't know what you don't know. We found out these are some of our resources. But the key takeaway is there's so many ways out there to make it easy, make it possible for you to see the world if that's something you really have a desire to do.
Yeah. And if you're listening to this right now and you're like, oh, I'm too old, or I have a family, I can't do this, you're not too old.
Nope.
And you can figure it out with a family. Actually, one of our clients had an episode with a digital nomad family, which we'll link that in the show notes as well. It's really inspiring. And
families do the workaways. We've seen families do the workaways and do volunteer work that way. So it's possible. Don't let age, don't let situations,
kids,
whatever, hold you back. If you want to do it, do it.
Yeah.
We love you guys.
And next time we'll talk a little bit more about our Malta visa.
Yeah, just getting you guys up to date with us being in Malta, how we're enjoying it, what's going on in our lives.
Yeah.
And a little more details about that.
Yeah.
Waves don't die.
Bye.
Peace.